Many people are suffering from hormone imbalance and metabolic problems. You may be one of them. If you are, here's a few things that I think will help you. I've talked about this in a few of my videos, but I want to go into a little bit more detail on this one. So here's about 10 things that I want to show you that will help. So the first is you've got to move and groove. You've got to do exercise in order to get cortisol down, because this is probably the biggest problem, is our cortisol and our stress levels. We have a lot of stress in our lives, and we have a lot of foods that are creating stress in our lives. So we have to work at getting that down at a core level. So moving and grooving is going to be helpful in reducing the level of cortisol that you have, and eventually help to move a lot of the inflammation out. The exercises are going to be beneficial, or going to be weights, dancing, Zumba, yoga. All of them are actually beneficial for you, and really a balance of them is going to be the most important thing. The second thing is you've got to nourish to thrive. You've got to make sure that you're making healthy choices on a regular basis. It's not that you can't have some junk food now and then, but you need to have it a very minimum, and keep it to maybe once a week or once a month preferably. But healthy greens, healthy fruits and vegetables that are going to feed the gut, the microbiome. And you also want to have healthy meats. You want to have grass-fed, you want to have pasture-raised meats, and also your fish needs to be Atlantic or wild caught. You don't want to have the fish farms that you're eating this fish from. So choose your food wisely, and also avoid processed foods so that you can actually have a balance in your hormones. Another one is going to be chilling and unwinding. You've got to take time to meditate. You also have to take time for balance. So taking some downtime is important. But meditation has been shown to be very helpful in helping to calm some of the system down, which then will help your body to balance those hormones on its own. So meditating for 5 minutes a day is going to be very beneficial. Another one is going to be avoiding toxins and also getting rid of toxins. So making sure you're upping your detox efforts. We all need to be doing this, whether it be saunas, foot baths, or even salt baths that you sit in with the Epsom salts. Adding a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, the food grade type, and some garlic will really help to bring some of those toxins out and help with oxidative stress. Another one is going to be, you want to stop putting the toxins in. So avoid some of those plastics. You want to try to drink out of a cup, a hard cup, something like this. And then avoid those plastics so that you're not getting the excess xenoestrogens. Avoid cooking with plastic. And you also want to filter your water. So a castor oil pack will help to liquefy some of that bile and get some of those toxins down and out of the body. But you also need to do some things on a yearly basis to do kind of a detox cleanse. We talked about the gut already, but you want to make sure that you are feeding the microbiome healthy things like prebiotics. Kimchi, kombucha, yogurt, sauerkraut, and some of the fermented foods are all good for helping to feed the gut, as well as celery and other fibers. So making sure that you're doing that. Some other things that are going to be helpful for you are going to be avoiding alcohol and caffeine. These are going to be stressful for the system. Alcohol is a toxin that we have to process, so keep that to a minimum, preferably 2 drinks a week or less. Or just get it out of your life, because it's not that great. And then caffeine is also something we need to keep to a minimum and try to make sure that we're not having to deal with that, because that will affect our cortisol levels and our adrenal levels, causing some stress in our body. We're kind of robbing our body of some of the things that it does naturally. Some of the detox strategies for hormones are going to be things like DIM, diindol methane. This is going to help in phase 1 of detoxification, helps to bring some of that estrogen down. And then calcium deglutarate actually helps to bring beta-glucuronidase down, which is going to help you to process out those xenoestrogens and the excess estrogen. So if you are dealing with some type of estrogen imbalance or estrogen dominance, you need to be looking at calcium deglutarate to help bring that beta-glucuronidase down, which we're also going to be working on helping to have a healthy microbiome. So at the same time, if you take this will help to bring some of that down and bring it back into balance. Chasteberry, Dong Quai, black cohosh have all been helpful with some of the estrogen dominance and problems there. But if you're on the opposite side where you have menopause, where your levels of estrogens are low and your progesterone and testosterone are low, DHEA has been shown in studies to actually help increase those levels for those that are in the menopause state. So look for that. If you're dealing with insulin resistance, one of the good supplements would be berberine. This has been shown in studies to actually be very comparable to metformin, which is one of the main drugs for diabetes. So, but avoiding sugars, that is pro-inflammatory. Another one is looking at fish oil, and actually the ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. You want to make sure that that's a 1-to-1 ratio. Most of us are living in this world where we have 25-to-1, 25 omega-6s to 1 omega-3. So increase the amount of fish oil that you have through the sardines and through the wild-caught fish that we talked about, but also omega fish oil capsules or oil that you could actually take itself. I take somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams. So take more of your fish oil so that you can bring that down. Those are very anti-inflammatory, and those are going to help to balance a lot of the hormones because they're actually dealing with cortisol. And the reason the body produces cortisol is because we have inflammation. So if we can get the level of inflammation down, we don't need as much cortisol. And if we have an excess amount of cortisol, it's going to take what it would have been used to make DHEA from pregnenolone, which is the mother hormone, and make more cortisol, which means you're not going to make estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So we have to have that healthy balance, and the way we do that is we get after the inflammation. A couple other things that have been shown to be helpful. The coenzyme Q10 and vitamin D have been studied to actually help with polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is something that is beneficial for that. And then also getting inflammation down there and getting the hormones balanced will help with that PCOS as well. And then alpha GPC, grapefruit, is actually helpful in releasing growth hormone. Growth hormone is going to be helpful in overall repair and rebuilding and making you stronger, but it also helps to balance cortisol as well. So you get that by getting a good night's sleep as well. So these are several essentials for you to have. Use 1 or 2 of these and start getting this in your life, and I think you'll see more balance with your hormones. Take care. I hope this helps for you.